What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Powerhouse Mentality podcast. I am your host. I'm Caitlin Kenneth Smith, and today's episode is completely real and raw, as we usually do here. To be honest, I didn't plan on recording a podcast episode right now. In fact, I didn't plan on recording a podcast episode today at all. I was actually planning on doing it tomorrow, but you know what? Figured since I have a little bit of extra time, might as well take advantage of it and knock it out today, especially since right now my mind is in a really good spot coming off of something, and I can use this experience, this story, to teach you guys a lesson because it's teaching me a lesson, but also because, this is real life and I want to share with you real life experiences. I get a lot of people who reach out to me on social media, and one of the things that they tell me is, I really love the authenticity of your page. I love that you share the highs, the lows, that you're real, that you're raw. You don't try to hide anything. You don't try to be anybody else. And then when they listen to my podcast, they say it even more. Because frankly, I don't see a point in trying to be anybody else but who you are. I don't see a point in trying to hide the fact that you struggle, because you're a human being and every single one of us struggles. We all go through tough and challenging times, and I might be unrelatable in a lot of areas. For example, a lot of people can't relate to my intensity or my mental toughness, and that's okay because I'm not for everybody and I'm done trying to be for everybody. However, the one thing that I will always promise is that I'm never going to sugarcoat anything. I'm never going to lie. I'm always going to be true and honest, and I'm always going to try to do my best in every area of my life because that's integrity for self. And I want to show you guys the same damn thing so that way you can learn from my experiences, so that maybe it won't take you quite as long to get to where I am than it took me. But let me talk to you guys a little bit about how my day's been going so far. So today's Thursday, active recovery, rest day, kind of depends on what my coach tells me. And I planned to have a PT appointment, and it was going to probably be one of my last PT appointments because, frankly, that shit's expensive. But also, my hip has been feeling a lot better. However, it hasn't been 100%. There have been some areas where my back's tight, my hip's tight, I just don't feel right. Double unders were hurting me yesterday, so I had to sub them out for rowing during my training session. If I'm doing any sort of running, it kind of causes a little bit of numbness in the hip, which obviously I'm not a fan of. So I was really looking forward to this PT appointment. Now, my PT appointment started at 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. It is now 2:51 p.m. Central Standard Time. So as you can imagine, this PT appointment did not happen. But why didn't it happen, Caitlin? Well, let's find out together. So, had my breakfast, had my coffee, was heading, just doing some work, updating the website. We got a lot of stuff coming for you guys, which I'm super excited for. But you'll have to stay tuned for that. But I've just been doing a lot of just deep work. And that was what I was doing. And then I was like, okay, cool. Time to go. Gonna head out. And on the way there, I was planning on calling a client. We were going to have a client call in the car, on the way, kill two birds with one stone. Plus, I love having conversations with my clients when I'm driving because it helps to distract me from the annoying 45-minute drive that I have to make to go to my PT appointment. But you know what? I'm blessed because when I was in high school, when I was in college, when I was living in New York, man, my commute was an hour and a half to 2 hours each way every day. So I'm blessed for working from home and then having to do a 45-minute commute one way to get to a PT appointment once or twice every month. I'm cool with that. But I get in my car and my car unlocked, which actually, let me backtrack because there's a little bit more that goes into this. So I'm a problem in the sense that my toxic trait is that I hate my vehicle. Stone drives everywhere. And if I drive, I don't want to drive my Ford Fusion. I want to drive the Ford Raptor. So then I don't start my Ford Fusion. And if you know anything about cars, you know that if you don't start a vehicle for a long period of time, that vehicle probably is not going to start when you try to start it. Battery needs a little bit of love, but I don't like to give my battery in my car a little bit of love. So my car was dead. We figured it out last week, and did we do anything about it? No, we did not. Until yesterday when I said, oh shit, I have a PT appointment tomorrow and Stone is going to be at the range, so he can't take me. He's going to have the he's going to have the truck, so I have to drive my Ford Fusion, which does not start. So Stone jumped it last night. And usually what happens because this isn't our first rodeo, we've done this before. Usually if we start the car, like we jump it, it automatically starts like no problem. We let it run and then it's fine. So last night we jumped it, we let it run. And then when I went to get into my car this morning, I unlocked it, which is a good sign. It unlocked. So the fob was working. And usually if it's dead, it doesn't even do that. So I was like, okay, cool. Didn't think anything of it. I get into the car and I hit that start button, put my foot on the brake, and nothing happens. I feel the struggle and I say, fuck. I feel the struggle of the car trying so hard to start, but it didn't want to start. There was a little bit of light and then nothing happened. And then I tried it again and I heard the struggle, but nothing. Tried it one more time, heard the struggle, nothing. And then I tried again and there was not even a struggle. It just was done. It didn't want to even try anymore. So I'm looking at my phone and I'm thinking, fuck. Let me text my client real quick. Hey, I'll call you in a few minutes. I have to figure this out. My car's dead. Looking at the clock. It takes me 45 minutes to get to my PT appointment. And I have about 50 minutes until my PT appointment. I'm like, okay, maybe I can make this work. Maybe I can Uber, right? After my little freak out, because you're allowed to freak out in those situations, as long as you don't stay in the freak out and you start thinking of solutions, right? So first thing I did, texted my client, like I said. Second thing I did, texted Stone, and I said, fuck, my car's dead. Third thing I did was I opened the Uber app, which wasn't opening because it needed to re-download, of course. So it was downloading and I wasn't in a Wi-Fi zone because when I stand outside my house, it's like trying to connect to our Wi-Fi, but it's too far away to connect. So it's like in that limbo of I'm trying to connect to 5G, but I'm also trying to connect to Wi-Fi at the same time, so I'm not going to work. So then I had to go really close to my house and then re-download the app. I checked for an Uber and it was $50 each way. So I said, I can't do that. So then I had to immediately text my PT and say, hey, so here's the situation. I'm so sorry for wasting your time. I'm not going to be able to make it. And I was upset for two reasons. Actually, three. First reason was I hate canceling on people, especially last minute, because I respect people's time and I really respect his time because he does a really phenomenal job. And I know he's a busy man. And I hate the fact that I had to say that to him like 45 minutes before our appointment started. Second thing is I was pissed at myself because I allowed my car to get to that point. Like it shouldn't be in that point. It's a great car. It's a reliable car. It has a new battery. It shouldn't be like that. But because I neglected to take care of it, it ended up being like that. So it's all on me. So I can't be mad at anybody but me. And the third reason why I was super upset was because, and this is going to get a little bit vulnerable, I am working so damn hard to build this business, to build my coaching, to build this company, to earn a living for myself and for my family, and to build a beautiful, extraordinary life. And I couldn't get the Uber back and forth because of the financial restrictions. And it made me think, and I've been thinking about this a lot, especially over the last week. Money isn't everything. Money doesn't buy happiness. However, money does provide you with a sense of comfort, and it makes difficult situations easier. It takes away pain in a lot of situations. For example, earlier this week, I had a situation where I'm trying to invest in a peptide called BPC 157 to help my hip. BPC 157, if you haven't heard of it, go look it up. It's unbelievable. It's called the Wolverine peptide. It's really cool peptides, but it's really cool. I just love like researching this type of stuff. But BPC 157 has been known as the Wolverine peptide because of how effective it is for healing. And I really wanted to do it for my hip because of how bad my hip has been lately and how much it's been inhibiting me physically with my training, but also messing me up mentally and emotionally. And I just want to be better, you know? I want to be the best that I can possibly be. And I want to invest in my health. And that's really the only thing that I invest in is health, self, business, family. That's what matters. Like, I'm not going to go out and drink on the weekends because I see absolutely no point, one, in drinking, but two, in investing that much money into drinking. So this BPC 157, I was talking to a reputable company. The company Joy Wellness that I work with, unfortunately, does not carry it right now. So I was having to go through another company that I know would provide me with a reputable product, because with peptides, it's like I'm injecting myself with something. I don't want it to be from a random source, right? So I was reaching out to this company and I was having a conversation with them via email, and they were giving me the prices, and I was like, fuck, I can't do that. But I want to do that, right? And then I'm also in a situation where I'm trying to build this apparel brand, and I'm like, I want to be able to feel better about myself and, add variety to my outfits, dress up a little bit more, more athleisure, I'm talking, because that's just my style, but like look a little bit nicer. Not saying that I don't, but just saying that like I want to be better for me and I want to take more care of myself, because I think that like if you take care of yourself, then it just makes you feel more confident. And so I was like, okay, First Form just dropped like this new apparel launch, so let me see what they got and let me invest in a couple things, and that'll make me feel better because, it's new, it's fresh, it's high quality. And I was looking at the prices and I'm like, I could do it, but I shouldn't, because then I'm going to put myself in a hole. And again, I'm being very vulnerable with you guys right now because I want you to see and understand the journey isn't always perfect, and what you may see on the outside isn't what's actually going on the inside. As I'm building this business and I'm building this company, I have to make a lot of investments in what I'm trying to create, right? So like this morning, I had to put in I'd order a couple samples for a new product that we're working on. And I was like, okay, I want to be able to do more, but this is all that I can do right now. And that's okay, right? But I wish I could do more because I want to do so much more. But money is the cap. And I know that that's all on me. But it's one of those things where I'm working so fucking hard. And I've been working hard for a really long time. And the thing that makes me mad is that I see people who, they reach out to me and they're like, I've been an online coach for 6 months. Why can't this work? And I'm like, I've been in the fucking fitness industry for over 10 years. It takes time. And frankly, I'm going to be honest. If you're a coach and you've only been a coach online, go get an in-person training job because it's going to be invaluable. Teaching somebody and understanding people's reactions when you train with them one-on-one in person is so much more valuable than training somebody online. I think that online training is amazing and it's all that I do right now. However, I've earned the right to do it. Too many people think, I can just make a shit ton of money from my house by just selling people online training programs. A lot of the people who are coaches who are very successful, and it disgusts me, are people who are just selling cookie cutter programs. I literally give everything to my clients. Ask any one of my clients. Like I said, I just got on a 45-minute client call, sitting in my driveway, trying not to cry, dying of a heat stroke, drinking coffee. Could I have gone inside? I could have. But I was just in the zone and focused on my client. And I love it so much, I wouldn't change it for the world. And now I'm just kind of rambling, but I just want you guys to understand, like, in that moment when my car didn't start, it wasn't just about my car not starting. It was about, I couldn't make this work because of where I'm currently at on my journey. And I'm trying to be okay with it, but lately I've been feeling like I'm almost smacking my face against a brick wall and I'm not making any leeway. But that's kind of how it feels because I've been there before. I've been there before many times, even with like my training, I've been there where I feel like I'm stuck here. I can't get any stronger. I can't get any faster. And then all of a sudden it's like a snap of the fingers and I've punched through the brick wall and now I'm at another level. I don't care how hard you're working. I don't care how effective you think you are. I don't care how great you think you are. There is always another level. And every time I think I'm working as hard as I possibly can, and then I push it a little bit harder, I realize, oh shit, there is another level. But most people don't want to admit that to themselves. And they want to just accept, like, I'm working as hard as I can. Well, maybe you're working as hard as you can, but are you as effective as you possibly can be? It's kind of like the argument of, You can be as busy as you want, but if you're not productive, it doesn't fucking matter. I don't care how busy you are. I care how productive you are. It's like, cool, you wake up at 5 a.m. That's great. That doesn't mean that you're going to be successful. I'm more creative in the evening. I'm a creative night owl. So all of my ideas, all of my best work happens in the evening. So what do? I stay up later and I sleep in a little bit. Whoa, you sleep in a little bit? Yeah, I do. Because it doesn't matter when you go to bed, when you wake up. It matters how effective you are during the hours that you're awake. I guarantee you that I can get way more done than that person who wakes up at 5 a.m. if they're not effective during their day because they're preoccupied or they're just keeping themselves busy instead of being productive. So for those of you who are listening to the podcast and have been listening to the podcast for a really long time, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for following this. And I want to thank you for following the journey and supporting me. I have a lot of big things that I'm working on right now. And I'm in a spot mentally where I'm just like so fucking excited about this stuff. And I'm so fucking excited to share it all with you guys. Because it's bigger than I could have imagined it would be. And it's much different than I thought it would be. But my biggest focus is helping those who want to be helped. I'm sick and tired of talking to people who say, I want this. And then as soon as I tell them what it's going to take, they no longer want it. If you're committed and you really want something, let's fucking get it together. Let's do this together. I want to help you. I want to be on your side. I want to push you. I want to point you in the right direction. I want to fuel you. I want to give you the gear that you need to feel the most confident. I want you to wear the Powerhouse Mentality logo and understand that, like, hey, this logo symbolizes that I'm mentally tough. I'm disciplined. I put in the work. I do the effort. And I do it when I don't feel like doing it. I want it to be more than just a logo. I want it to be a brand. I want it to be a heartbeat. I want it to be a symbol for being mentally tough. I want people to see you wearing that logo and be like, that person is fucking real. And all of these thoughts and emotions stemmed from my car not starting. So let's think about this. Because a lot of the times I say to people, everything happens for a reason. Because that is something I truly believe. And sometimes when I tell it to people, they backlash me and they say, well, I don't believe that. Why would this happen? Why would all this bad shit happen? Why do I have to go through all this pain for something good to happen? Everything happens for a reason. So then why are bad shit happening to you? Well, if I can look at it from a different perspective and I can say, yep, I missed my PT appointment. Yep, did I need it? I definitely did. Am I pissed about it? Absolutely. But this happening stemmed a fire in me to push even harder than I pushed before. Not because of my car not starting, but because of the fact that I couldn't have a solution to it because of the financial hold. And that's just God's way of saying, hey, Caitlin, don't quit. You're right there. You're right there. Keep breaking through that brick wall. It's like a piñata. Everybody smacks the piñata. Damage is being done, but it's almost like invisible progress. You don't see it breaking down. You just see yourself not opening it and the candy's not falling out. And you're pissed. And then somebody goes up, hits that piñata, one hit, and all of the candy falls out. You were one hit away from getting all the candy, but you fucking quit. And God's just trying to tell me, hey, Caitlin, you're really close to that candy falling out. Don't quit. Work harder. Because I needed that push. So sometimes the stuff that happens in your life that isn't favorable in the moment is happening to push you to work harder towards your dreams and not quit. So next time something happens that pisses you off, that makes you angry, that makes you upset, I want you to take a breath after you freak out a little bit, because again, you're allowed to do that as long as you don't stay there. After you freak out a little bit, I want you to take a moment. I want you to say, everything happens for a reason. Why is this happening? Think about it. Sit with it. be with it. I promise you'll find that reason. Because now I have more fuel than I've had in a while. And I'm really excited because I've been dialed in and focused lately. And I'm excited to put stuff out for you guys to fuel your mindset, to help you become the best version of you, to help you push past the limits. So go out and do one thing that's going to take you one step closer to where you want to be.